Welcome to this presentation of Strategy Number 4 Add-on Indicator for TradeStation. This is the Specialist Trading Weekly E-Mini lesson for the week ending January 27th, 2012. Now in this week's E-Mini lesson, I'm going to go into detail and explain how to use our add-on tool for Strategy Number 4 for TradeStation users. This is a great tool and it automatically generates the buy and sell signals using Strategy Number 4. But before we begin, as always, I ask that you please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you some performance results using this add-on indicator, but remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to show you will be repeated in the future. So please take a moment to view our disclaimer, and then we shall begin this week's E-Mini lesson. All right, let's talk about some of the highlights of Strategy Number 4 first before we go into detail and display how the indicator is used. I'm sure you know by now that Strategy Number 4 is Specialist Trading's most consistent strategy. You see it all the time in any time frame, in any direction whenever you're trading the E-Mini. Why? Well, because it's designed to trade quick momentum moves. Now, if you like, you can use the standard version and take a quick move in it, maybe lasting 5 or 10 bars, or else you can actually apply some of our more advanced techniques and stay in the trade a lot longer if you'd like. Now, this particular strategy works in any time frame, in any market, and in any direction. So it's not just for the E-minis. You can use it for stocks or even the Forex markets. As I just stated, the average trade lasts about 5 to 10 bars depending on what time frame you're trading. But remember, it's not just enough, as you'll see, to use this indicator, which we're going to show you in just a few minutes. You have to learn and really understand the entire process behind the strategy. So I want you to really view the video on Strategy Number 4 and learn the process entirely, and then paper trade for a while. This is how you'll get this level of consistency in your trading, and this is how you'll be able to trade for many years down the road. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to display Strategy Number 4 signals. All right, they will automatically be generated on your charting platform using TradeStation. As you well know, we already have this add-on tool and this indicator for NinjaTrader users, but we just developed it through our programmers to have it now for TradeStation users. There are a number of E-mini traders who use TradeStation, so now you'll be able to see the automatic buy and sell signals generated on your computer or on your screen. But the way that will be displayed is on a show me type of analysis. It'll be a little green and red dots. Let me show you exactly how this is going to look. Let's look at a daily chart here of the S&P 500 just to get a better idea, a better understanding. Now this is just a blank chart of the S&P 500. Once we have the add-on tool included within our charting platform, we'll see here that we have the red signals generated for sells and the green signals, those are green dots, generated for buys. This is the show me tool, this is the show me analysis that you'll have for TradeStation. Now, it's not just enough, as I said, to have this indicator. I know a lot of people will jump at the chance to say, well, I don't really understand Strategy Number 4, but now I don't need to. I just want to buy the indicator. You need to know how the strategy works and the process behind it. So let's talk about some tips for high probability trading of Strategy Number 4 once the signals have been generated. All right, tip number 1. We want to look for a steep moving average slope. Now this is the 50-period simple moving average. This is our go-to moving average, or our buy-sell line. So we want to see that we have some type of either steep downward slope if we're going short, or steep upward slope if we're going long. We don't want to have this kind of flat line sideways moving average if we have a signal generated. It's not going to help us. We need to have a steep slope. So looking back once again at the S&P 500 chart, we have the sell signals generated and we have the buy signals generated. And just looking with the 50-period simple moving average, we see that we have a nice downward slope and we have a nice upward slope. So these signals would be valid. These are signals that we're going to refine a little bit more, but we'll take them all into consideration. All right, so let's go to the second tip now. Remember, this is regardless of any time frame. We're just looking at these daily bars here, but we only want to take signals that are closest to or touching the moving average, the 50-period simple moving average. This is going to give us another high probability trade, a high probability setup for success in trading Strategy Number 4. So as we look back to those daily bars again in the S&P 500, we have a number of sell signals and a couple of buy signals, but we only want to take the ones that are closest to or touching the 50-period simple moving average, and that would be these two right here. So we've refined our search now down to these two trades. Okay, we can just pretty much eliminate all the other signals. All right, so now that we've refined it and filtered our signals even more, let's go to tip number 3. Once we have spotted these signals that are close to or touching the moving average, now we want to enter once price either trades above if we're going long or below if we're going short, that signal bar where the little red or green dot is. So we don't just want to buy or sell at the market. I know a number of our students like to do that. They're willing to take on the risk, but we want to use our confirmation method. That's meaning that we either trade above or below the signal bar. So once again, looking at the chart, we've decided that these are the two valid signals that we're interested in, and rather than just sell or buy at the market, which would have resulted in nice profitable trades, we just want a little confirmation. So we would sell once we trade below the signal bar, and then we would buy once we trade above. And both trades would have still resulted in very nice profits. All right, so let's see how this works in different markets and different time frames. Even though we're talking about the E-mini today, I just want to, broaden your horizons a little bit and just show you how well this strategy and add-on indicator can work for different markets if you decide to trade other markets as well. Now, a great example here is Netflix, as we have a chart going back to last year. Now, when the stock was really having a nice move, upward move in the mid part of last year of 2011, we see that all along the way, the add-on tool for TradeStation was signaling to go long. Now, not all of these trades would have been profitable, but at least you would have been on the right side of the market and your losses would have been kept to a minimum. And then once we changed trends and we're below the buy-sell line, look how the indicator was flashing nothing but short signals, okay? And so you would have had some really nice trades here. Not all of them would have been successful, but you wouldn't have been left holding the bag the way many investors were with Netflix, just holding, hoping that it would go back to the $300 range. Now, a number of traders also are investors, and they like to trade ETFs. So this is a perfect example on a weekly chart of gold, GLD. A lot of people were surprised last year at how strong gold was, but if we look at a weekly chart with the add-on indicator for TradeStation, and we go back to 2009, we see that the tool was flashing nothing but buy signals as GLD was rising and rising and rising. So once again, this is a great tool. You can either use this as a trend confirmation indicator, or you can actually just take the signals themselves. Now we know we have some traders that are not only E-mini traders, but they also trade the Forex markets as well. This strategy can easily transfer over to trading foreign currencies, as we see here in the dollar yen last year. Just looking at the chart alone, it kind of had this kind of whipsaw look to it, just kind of going up and down with a small bias to the downside. But once we apply the indicator, we see that we were getting nothing but sell signals. There were no buy signals at all using the tool, and many of the signals generated using the add-on for TradeStation would have got you in right at the top of some really nice short-term highs. All right, so now what it really works great on is intraday trading of the E-mini. Here's a chart from just this past week or so in the 18th and 19th of January. We see here on a 5-minute chart, the E-mini had a nice run-up, okay, on a nice little uptrend in these 2 days. And as we started this run-up, we see that we were furnished nothing but buy signals from this indicator. We would have had some really nice trades in a 5-minute chart for a couple of days, and then as we topped out, look what the indicator did in the top right-hand corner of the screen here. We started issuing sell signals. So this is how robust this tool is and how well it can transfer over and tell you at least what side you should be looking for. Now I want to show you an actual trade that happened here on a 1-minute chart going back to this week on the 23rd on Monday. All right, this is once again how easily this can transfer over into any direction and in any time frame. When we started the day on the 23rd, we had some very, very nice buy signals all the way up here. All of these trades would have resulted in some really nice trades. But once the trend started shifting over to the downside, look what happened. We started getting sell signals using this add-on tool, and you would have had some really nice trades to the downside using the same indicator, okay, on a 1-minute chart. So this is a great tool. We still want you to understand the process of how strategy number 4 works, but this is a great tool to check your work and automatically, generate the signals for you when you're day trading. All right, so let's review. As you just saw, strategy number 4 is our most consistent strategy for trading virtually all the markets. And why is that? Well, because it's designed to trade quick momentum moves. Now, even though it's designed to take these quick trades, you can still hold on longer if you decide to use our advanced methods and advanced tips for trading strategy number 4. Now, we can use it in any time frame, in any market, and in any direction, as you just saw. But the average trade using the most generic form of this strategy lasts about 5 to 10 bars, depending on what time frame you're trading. Okay, so including this week's lesson in the Emini on strategy number 4 add-on indicator. Remember, this is a great tool for you TradeStation users. Now we have this extra tool for you that will automatically generate the buy and sell signals using strategy number 4. But in order to really use this properly, as we just showed you with these high probability tips, you really have to learn the strategy. You know, we haven't discussed anything about stop placement or where to exit. So those are things you really have to learn. It's not just enough to purchase this add-on indicator and think, well, I've got it now because the signals are generated for me. Those are just the setup bars. You need to know about money management. You need to know about if you want to trade it aggressively or conservatively and where to place your stop. So learn the strategy first. Go to the video learning section and watch the video, and then paper trade for a while. This is how you'll get this level of consistency to your trading, which is what we're trying to instill in all of our members. Remember, once again, if you have any questions concerning anything on our website or anything I went on in detail today concerning the add-on indicator for TradeStation users, please do not hesitate to email me at stephenprimo@specialisttrading.com. Now, in closing, I ask that you please take one last look at our disclaimer. I showed you the performance results using this add-on indicator for TradeStation users, but remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of these results will be repeated in the future. So I look forward to you purchasing this new add-on tool that will really help your trading. Those of you who really trade a lot of intraday E-mini strategy number 4 trades, it will automatically generate the signals for you on an intraday basis. If not, if there are no questions, please do not hesitate to email me later if you happen to get one, or just have a great weekend, and we shall see you right back here next week. Bye-bye.